Hello and welcome to Math 13X, our very first video, Lesson 1. My name is Greg Perkins and I'm going to be your host. So we are going to be using a calculator, which is part of the reason that I'm having the camera face down so that you can see how I use the calculator. And Lesson 1 is percents, fractions, and decimals. The first one, find 12% of 230. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is take this 12% and convert it to a decimal. And if you look at the word percent, since cent means 100, it's literally saying per 100. So 12% could also be written as 12 per 100 or 12 divided by 100. And if you use a calculator, then just use 12 and then divided by 100. And we get the decimal 0.12. So this one you can actually do without a calculator. And the way to do that is you look at this 12 and the decimal point is right here at the end. And then you move the decimal 2 places to the left and put it right there and you get the 0.12. And by the way, with a decimal, you can write it as 0.12. You can also write it as 0.12. And these two mean the same thing. Next up, the word of, that means multiply. So now take the 0.12 and then multiply with 230. And like I said, we're going to be using the calculator a lot. So then you can put 0.12 and then multiply with 230. And the zeros at the end don't really count for anything, so that means my answer is 27.6. So this could be something like 12% of people like ice cream, and there's a room of 230 people. So if 12% like ice cream, how many people is it that are going to like ice cream? Well, according to this, it's about 27 or 28 people that would like ice cream. Next up, express this as a decimal. Well, as I just said, one way to do it is you can take the decimal, move it 2 places to the left, and so this would be a 0.144. And if you want to put the 0 in front, you can do that. It means the same thing. Or of course, we could also use the calculator and take the 14.4. Again, percent means per 100, so divide by 100. And then we get the same answer. The calculator likes to put the 0 in front. Good job, buddy. All right, next up, convert this fraction 5/8 to a decimal and then also to a percent. So this is sort of an A and part B situation. So with 5/8, so first of all, divide 5 divided by 8 and enter. And it says that it is a 0.625. So that's the decimal form. Okay, that's part A, the decimal. And now for part B, change this to a percent. So there's 2 ways to do that. One is when I was changing the percent to a decimal, I moved the decimal 2 places to the left. When you're changing the decimal to a percent, move the decimal 2 places to the right. So that would be a 62.5. So one way to do it is move the decimal 2 places to the right when changing a decimal to a percent, and that would be 62.5%. Or if I take the answer that I just got, 0.625, and hold on, I didn't type it right. There we go. And then multiply by 100, then that gives us the decimal form, 62.5. And then I just need to put the percent sign at the end, and part B is done. And we're halfway done with the video, 3 more questions. So the next one, Reba's job pays $82,000 a year. And then she's going to get a 13.2% raise. So basically I just need to change this to decimal form. So move the decimal over, and that's going to be 0.132, and then multiply with her $82,000 salary. And when I do that, that's going to be her raise. So that's not going to be the final answer, but that's going to be how much extra money that she makes per year. So if we take 82,000 and multiply with a 0.132, then that is an extra $10,824 that she's going to make. And if her original salary was 82,000, then add this on. So if you take the 82,000 plus the $10,824, so now she's up to $92,824. And that is her new salary. All right, then to number 5. So this computer was listed at $995, but then it was 15% off. So what's the new price? So I basically could do it like this, except with the number 0.15 for the 15% and $995 going in here. And then I would subtract that off. There's another way to do it, and that is if you take 100%, which is the total price at the beginning, and you subtract off 15%, then that equals 85%. So just an old 100 minus 15, and that equals 85. So basically this person will have to pay 85% of the original price. So when I change this to a decimal, you can take the decimal, move it over by 2, and that's going to be a 0.85. And then multiply that by the $995. So basically this is saying they're getting 15% off. They only have to pay 85% of the original price. So 995 times the 0.85. And by the way, I'm using parentheses, which are right here above the 7 and the 8, but you don't actually have to in this problem. You could say 995 and then times 0.85, and we get the same result. So that means that they would be paying $845.75. All right, just one more. So on a quiz, Frank got 17 correct and 5 wrong. So what percent did he answer correctly? Well, the first thing I need to know is the total number of questions. So he got 17 right and he got 5 wrong. So that means there's 22 questions. And then for him answering correctly, that would be 17 out of the 22. So 17 out of 22. And it's asking for the percent. So if you take 17 divided, didn't type the 7 hard enough, 17 divided by 22. So as a decimal, that is 0.773. And now change that to a percent. So if you multiply by 100, or if you move the decimal over by 2, then that's 77.3% that he got correct. All right, that's the end of our first video. Hope to see you soon.